Over the course of GTA Online's lifetime, we have seen the number of different purchasable properties increase, particularly since the release of Grand Theft Auto 5 on current generation consoles and PC. In its early stages, houses, apartments and garages were the only form of real estate available to the player, and were used simply as a place to store vehicles and participate in some basic activities, such as watching TV. Thanks to updates such as further adventures in finance and felony, bikers, import-export, and more recently gun running, GTA Online now offers offices, cargo warehouses, illicit business buildings, and even underground bunkers to players who are willing to splash a bit of cash. Given Red Dead Redemption 2's much earlier time period, how will this variety translate, and what kinds of property could we expect to see in the multiplayer element? We can almost definitely say now that we will see houses return in Red Dead Redemption 2 multiplayer. There has always been a demand for more places for players to base themselves around the map, as they are good to safely spawn into when entering the game mode. There has been a long-standing problem with GTA Online that keeps almost all the action happening in the city, leaving the rest of the map redundant and not very useful to own much property in. I have my fingers tightly crossed that with Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar have designed a map that spreads free mode features wide across the frontier, so there are multiple areas that are worth considering when buying a house. Greater variety amongst house interiors would also be good to see, as the original houses, apartments and garages in GTA Online famously all had identical layouts. In dynamic and still screenshots that have been released previously, we have seen a promising mix of buildings from different sized ranches to woodland cabins and townhouses. It wouldn't make sense for these very different property styles to have identical or even similar interiors, and Rockstar have a reputation for paying attention to the finer details of games. We will also likely see certain properties come with a garage equivalent, and in a Red Dead context we are talking barns and stables for areas to store horses and wagons. Once again, these tended to share near identical interiors in GTA Online, so there is room for improvement when it comes to the layout and customization of these buildings. There have also been those who asked to see a build your own ranch feature, and although this would be great to see, I imagine it would be difficult to bring to the multiplayer. Single player, however, could see this feature introduced. Free mode businesses in GTA Online have provided a much needed injection of new gameplay and add a very welcome dynamic to the multiplayer experience when it comes to making money. They have varied in popularity, with all business DLCs receiving a mixture of praise and criticism. However, the criticism usually concerns overpriced items or repetitive supply missions. Fundamentally, these are a good addition to an open world multiplayer game mode, as not only do they add to the realism of the experience, but also provide players with a reason to stay in free mode sessions, rather than jumping in and out of race and mission lobbies to earn cash. Businesses that are speculated to be introduced in Red Dead Redemption 2 include ranch work such as farming or hunting, and town work such as trading or working as a blacksmith. Truthfully, no one knows what Rockstar are running with for this part of the multiplayer framework, as we have been promised a brand new online experience. If ranch and town businesses are realised, then we may be given the option to upgrade businesses, similar to the feature with product production in the biker and gun running updates. Perhaps Rockstar will expand on this feature, allowing players to make manual improvements to the business infrastructure, rather than one-click upgrades that we have previously seen. At its core though, we will either see businesses integrated into properties that the player purchases to live in, or an extension to the property, or we will be given the option to purchase standalone buildings to provide the space to get the business up and running. Most likely these will be at designated locations across the map. As far as property goes in Red Dead Redemption 2, I see lots of areas where Rockstar can improve on from what we know so far as their approach to property in GTA Online. We can take decent guesses at what kinds of property will be included in the game, but the key question is how will these be implemented? Ability to customize interiors and exteriors of houses and businesses would be a very welcome feature, but equally as important is that we see a range of properties that are widely spread across the map. I hope you enjoyed this video discussing property in the Red Dead Redemption 2 multiplayer. If you have thoughts on how Rockstar will approach this feature, then make your voice heard in the comment section down below. As always, you can show your support by leaving a like on the video and sharing it around, and if you are new to the channel, then be sure to consider subscribing. But with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one, Outlaws.